What up, YouTube, and welcome back to StarCraft Radio. I'm your host, elleixstarcraft, and coming back at you with another modded game of StarCraft. This is a 1 vs 1 matchup featuring the Cosmonarchy mod, which effectively overhauls Brood War. You have something like 50 units per race, and yes, you can mine Vespene off a raw Vespene geyser. You can later upgrade this to get more return on your investment. Anyways, let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our purplish Terran player, Shopkeeper Dog, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our green Protoss player, Oya. Now, something is driving me insane because on the mini-map, this Terran looks more brown, but this command center looks kind of purplish. What you can do is you can hover over the armor and hold shift. And yep, this is a Cordovan Terran. I think that's a leather. I think that's a type of leather. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm correct about that. Anyways, the Draken in here coming out from our Protoss player will attack the Terran Mason. And the Draken is our Dragoon equivalent. In fact, I don't think you have the option to build Dragoons as a Protoss player in this mod. You have Drakens and you have a few other kind of quadruped machines. You do have a Terran Vulture, though. This is technically a vanilla unit, but it summons lobotomy mines, not spider mines, lobotomy mines. In case your mind is too active, you can always ask the Vulture to summon one of these mines. I'm sure he'll do ya a solid. Anyways, a couple vultures here, actually, and a third one on the way. A fourth one also. 2 factories here, or Terran Fulcrums in this case. Looks like Shopkeeper Dog going for, I want to say, a sort of contain, excuse me, and maybe some possible harassment. We shall see. Looks like a Protoss Zealot here as well. The Protoss Drakdens supporting it, and another Drakden spawning here also. Now, I think this is enough for Oya to handle these Terran Vultures. We'll see, though. Let's take a look at what's going on the Terran side. He's building another Terran Ministry. That is our command center equivalent, and it looks like still just 2 Fulcrums, and that is it. Taking a look at what we got on the on the Protoss side, we have a Rogue Gallery here, which I think spawns the equivalent of Dark Templar. And here we go. It's a Protoss Kabbalist. Hopefully I said that right. At this point, it's a meme. I just don't pronounce a lot of the custom units very well in the Cosmonarchy mod, especially the Zerg units, which are a mouthful. Now, here we go. Looks like another Vulture coming to support his brothers. Meanwhile, the Kabbalist here running across the map, totally undetected for the time being, and it will enter the main base for the Terran player. Meanwhile, it looks like there is a little bit of a skirmish here on the Protoss side of the map as well, but the Kabbalist making its way into the mineral line and actually uncloaking. So I guess when it attacks, it briefly uncloaks. There are blackjacks here as well. These shoot up and down. I want to say maybe they're like mini Goliaths is what I would equate those to. Another Kabbalist here running across the map. A lot of lobotomy mines placed on the Protoss side as well. Looks like Oya is happy to leave his main forces at home and go for the harassment, but the blackjacks in the main mineral line, the vultures here as well. Will we see lobotomy mines placed in the main base? I'm not sure. It looks like there was maybe an evacuation here in the natural base location. How many kills does this Kabbalist have? Only 1. And it will go down to the fire of the Terran mech. And here we go, another one. And they actually have a warp ability. That's cool. Very reminiscent of our StarCraft 2 Dark Templar. This Kabbalist here with 4 kills. Hopefully I'm saying it right, because I'm saying this name so many times. Oh man, and it's still alive, pretty much unchecked in the main mineral line. Once again, getting possibly a couple more kills. There are actually 4 blackjacks here. I was gonna say a couple, but it was kind of double that. Anyways, they appear to have been finally cleaned up. What is going on the Protoss side? Still has pretty much the same exact production he had just a few minutes ago. And now I think we're kind of just chilling. Both players happily macroing up, and I guess it's a good time to mention We are at almost 10,000 subscribers, you guys. I appreciate you so much. If you are subscribed or newly subscribed, leave a comment down below. I would love to see my pre-10K subscriber gang. Once again, really appreciate all the support. It's crazy. I started this channel with no plan. I was like, hey, look, let me just cast some StarCraft, and it turned into modded StarCraft. And 3 years later, just about, here we are. It's surreal to me. And also, of course, big shout out to my members and patrons. Really appreciate the extra layer of support. It means so much. Now, as we can see, a Terran Civ is being placed on this smaller Vespene geyser. This should return more Vespene gas per run. And also, one thing to mention, we haven't seen it yet. You don't technically mine out like you do in vanilla StarCraft. Instead, what happens is the minerals technically run out, yes, but they kind of gray out, and then they return 50% of what they normally would. So it's like a pseudo mine out. And Protoss artisans here as well. These are, I think these are specialized miners, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, here we go. So these Protoss workers can basically just warp in resources to you. They do not need a nexus in this case to mine. So each race has kind of specialized economy mechanics. The only one I'm familiar with are the Protoss ones, because those are the ones I see most typically, and I haven't really seen any specialized economy mechanics yet for the Protoss or sorry, for the Zerg or the Terran. Only for the Protoss so far, at least. Anyway, we jumped a little bit ahead into the future because both players were just macroing up and it was a little bit quiet, and I wanted to get you guys in on the action. There's a Terran Ancile here. Hopefully I said that one right. Looks like a spellcasting unit. There are also Dragons here, as well as the, oh man, the Ecclesiasts, which are ranged Protoss units, and Vagrants here as well. I believe these shoot up and down. Both of them do. Yep, so the Ecclesiast and the Vagrant are both ranged infantry units. Meanwhile, of course, the Dragons, more of a mech-looking unit, as well as the Oscillant, which does shoot up and down. Here we go, though, an engagement on the Protoss side of the map. Looks like a Matador here, a siege tank equivalent. It looked like a mini siege tank. Going down, though. And the Blackjacks at the front here, and the Terran Eidolons, looks like ghost equivalents, are all cloaked and really throwing down a ton of damage on the Protoss stuff. The Dragons forced to retreat just a little bit, moving towards the natural base, and it looks like our Protoss player is coming out ahead. But the Opticon here, a very, very powerful unit. This is like a grounded Tempest almost, except it only shoots down. That's the only thing I can really compare it to, because it has ridiculous range. And look at this. Might have been the saving grace for our Protoss player. 9 kills on this thing, losing some health and some shields, but will ultimately start regenerating. Oya, will you go for the counterattack? I'm not sure. I'm not sure he really needs to, because he's about to meet the Terran player once again. And look at the animation on the Opticon. So cool. I don't know what else I would build. Maybe more Opticons. Where did it come from? I think it came from the Ancestral Archives, excuse me. Ancile here as well. Spellcasting unit. I'm assuming it doesn't have any attack. And the Terran player moving back just a little bit. I mean, on the surface, it looks like he's got more stuff. I mean, take a look at the minimap. You have Terran units scattered all over the place, including Hurricanes, which appear to be Firebat equivalents. But these Opticons, I mean, this one with 10 kills already proved how cost-effective these things can get if you get a good engagement, at least. These are a ranged unit, so having vision across the map would help a little bit, like a Witness, which is an Observer equivalent. But it looks like Oya might not even need to build a Witness. The Opticon's doing so much work. The Matadors here trying to do some damage, but the shopkeeper dog throwing out the GG, giving the victory to Oya, our Protoss player. But that was a short game, so stay tuned because I have another one for you guys coming up right now. All right, guys, welcome to game number 2. It's the same players, but slightly different colors. So let's go ahead and reintroduce them. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, I'm pretty sure this is our teal Terran player, shopkeeper dog, going up against his opponent, our tan Protoss player, Oya. Let's go ahead and double check. Select a worker ship over the armor. This is our light olive Protoss player going up against, it has to be teal, right? The teal Terran player. Yes, indeed. It is that easy. This is the teal Terran. Both players sending over scouts to their opponents, and the scribe here potentially going for an expansion, or no, Oya not going for the expansion. The scribe, our probe equivalent, thinking about its life, actually deciding to intercept the Terran Mason, our SCV equivalent, but it will be chased down by the Protoss Zealot. I think shopkeeper dog could save this thing, but no, the SCV, or the Mason, deciding to square up against the Zealot and promptly dying. Rest in peace. Looks like shopkeeper dog also going for the vulture opener once again, and you know what, I think the Terran can just build a factory right off the bat. No barracks required, as we could see. 2 fulcrums, factory equivalents, and no barracks equivalent. Meanwhile, I guess it's balanced because out of the gateway, without any other need for tech, you can build the Protoss Dragadin, our Dragoon equivalent. So Pronogo, the developer of this mod, big shout out to you, by the way, man. This thing is crazy. But I guess decided, from a balancing perspective, to just allow the players to go for slightly faster, I want to say tier 1.5 tech, or mech tech, I guess, because the Dragoon, I would say this is like the mech equivalent for Protoss. This is literally a machine, kind of. I mean, it's manned by somebody, but so is the Vulture. They're not automated machines, because why would you have automated machines in war in a sci-fi universe? I have no idea why you would do that. Anyways, more lobotomy mines being placed here for our Terran player, our teal Terran player, not our leather Terran player like in the last one. What was it, Cordoban or something? I'm pretty sure that's horsehide. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. Oh, here we go. An engagement on the Protoss side of the map. The Vulture's actually coming out ahead, though, forcing the Protoss forces on the retreat into the main base. This Protoss Nexus is so close to finish. Will Oya allow it to finish? Indeed, he does allow it to finish. And the lobotomy mines, 3 of them placed right in front of the natural base location. This sacrificial, the sacrificial zealot running into them, and I'm pretty sure they do have like a stun ability. As we saw, it looks like it did land on some of those vultures as well, and ironically, I think saving our Protoss player. So those lobotomy mines, man, the Terran got greedy, placing them a little too close next to his vultures, and I think taking some splash damage. And speaking of greed, I am currently casting with a massive cut on my finger because I sliced my finger open trying to open a package of a burrito, like a pre-packed burrito from a restaurant. They put foil on top of it, and I sliced my finger. My fat ass sliced my finger on the foil trying to get it open. I still ate it. I did have a bloody finger, but my greed, my own greed, sickens me. Anyways, these vultures trying to get an engagement. There are only 3 left. This one dangerously close to dead with 12 HP. Meanwhile, the Terran player does have a pretty healthy expansion. What else does he have? Looks like blackjacks and 2 more fulcrums, as well as a Terran scrapyard, which I guess is like your tech equivalent for the factory, or the fulcrum in this case. It is an add-on to that building. The vultures looks like they are running back home, and this witness, this is a detector, I'm pretty sure, will spot all these lobotomy mines and allow the Protoss player to clean these up and move out. And it looks like Oya might be going for some aggression here, or actually instead deciding to run back home. And it looks like a similar scenario to game number 1. Both players pretty much having the same exact composition. In Oya's case, I do agree with this. That Dragadin for a second just deciding to breakdance. He's trying to lighten the mood in the time of war. And for vultures, kind of gliding across the map, getting some scouting information. We'll see. There's no other expansion just yet. These witnesses floating across the map, 2 of them, I think, our observer equivalents, will get some good scouting information, one in the natural base location and the other in the main base. And what is this? Okay, yep, 2 lobotomy mines. I was like, where did those units come from? And of course they were our spider mine equivalent. Looks like some Terran stockades here. Our barracks equivalent for the Terran player are in progress. One of them already finished, one building an Eidolon, which is our ghost equivalent. And also, do the blackjacks shoot up and down? Yes, they do, because I said these were like mini Goliaths. They almost look like chicken walkers from Star Wars. They're chicken walkers, right? They appear not too often, so I always forget what they're called. But I remember, I'm pretty sure I remember them being called chicken walkers. It's been a long time since I've watched Star Wars, many years at this point. Looks like some vultures trying to get an engagement here. A couple units, though, actually a few units for Oya will be able to clean these up. The Hierophant as well as the Dragon. Meanwhile, a big engagement in the works on the top left-hand side of the map. Oya trying to enter the natural location for the Terran player. These blackjacks, though, doing their best to clean these Protoss units up, and I think they might actually come out ahead. There were some blackjacks on the right-hand side, and now they have the support of more blackjacks. Actually, wait a minute. Why is this one darker than this one? Is it cloaked? Am I crazy, or is it just damaged? I do not know, but we do have the Eidolons here as well. More Protoss units running up the map towards the Terran side. Looks like Dracodons, 1 Hierophant, and a couple of the Vagrants as well. Oya, seeing this army, deciding to run back home and away from the Terran units, back to the safety of some reinforcements here. More Hierophants as well as Dracodons. So a pretty mech-heavy build for our Protoss player. I would like to see what were those? Oh, man. Those big units. I already forgot the name, but they do come out from a structure that is not on the field. But it looks like, once again, Oya going on to the top left-hand side of the map. But this is a lot of stuff for our Terran player, man. He's got the Matadors here as well. One other thing to mention about Cosmonarchy is there is no supply cap, so you can build as much as you want and as much as your economy will allow you. You can also control as many units as you like, unlike in vanilla Brood War, where you are limited to, I think it was 12 units. Now, here we go. Looks like another Ancile here as well. Taking a look at what the Protoss player has, pretty much just tier 1, I would say, is what this is. And I don't know if this is tier 1 for the Terran player. I think the Eidolons, I don't know, would you consider this a tier 2 unit? Definitely a higher tier unit in vanilla StarCraft, but in modded StarCraft, I'm not so sure, man. Now, what else do we have on the Protoss side? We have a Protoss Unitary Union, which is building something, and I don't know what that is. We also have a Synthetic Synod in progress for our Protoss player. Oh, man, and it looks like Oya going for the flank on this Terran army. You better be careful not to overextend here, though. Some robot sounds coming from, I believe, our Terran players' units. And no reinforcements yet, but Oya could find himself in a position where he is being attacked on both sides. Moving to the left, and also moving just on the outskirts of this Terran army. I like that movement a lot. It seems like he knew the risk he was taking. Moving some more units from the south up to engage with this Terran army. What is it? A Protoss Unar. It shoots ground and air. What is the range on this? Appears to be range 10. Not bad at all. But the Terran player coming out ahead. The only unit left is the Protoss Unar with 6 kills. I've never seen this unit before. I was like, is that a Reaver? No, it is not. This is a machine that appears to to just kind of float across the surface, a lot like a vulture. Did get caught by that lobotomy mine, though, getting stunned and ultimately destroyed by the Terran player. Oya does not have a lot back home, I don't think. Looks like Shopkeeper Dog going for a full commit into the natural base location for Oya, our Protoss player. And the Terra player is on 3 bases at this point. These Blackjacks, our chicken walkers, throwing down a lot of damage on this Protoss Nexus. And it looks like the Protoss Nexus will ultimately go down, forcing these scribes to evacuate into the main base. A lot of them getting taken out by the Terran forces. A Vagrant here as well, doing its best to keep the scribes safe. And I think Shopkeeper Dog could just run up the ramp at this point. There is a Protoss Demiurge here, which I think came out from the Synod. Oh, excuse me. Oh, everything went dark because Oya threw out the GG, giving the victory to Shopkeeper Dog. What a sick set of matches. Once again, big shout out to my members and patrons. I really appreciate the extra layer of support. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.